Hey, what's going on, everybody? Riley here from Mad Vapes of Easley. I'm coming at you with another YouTube video today, talking about a new RTA we got in. It's called the Pulsey, maybe Pulsey, Pulesi, Pulsey. This is the box here. It's called the Mamba RTA. It's actually pretty cool. It's a single coil. From everything I've read and from what it looks like to me, is it's supposed to be more of a mouth to lung kind of hit, something a little bit lower wattage, of course, because it is single coil. But I'm not a big fan of that. It's not my cup of tea. But if it is what you're looking for, this thing can clearly or can be something that you would like. It's very similar to the way the Vapresso tanks look. I don't know if they collaborated with this or whatever, but it kind of does look like something Vapresso would put out. So that makes me feel pretty decent about it because I do enjoy the Vapresso stuff a lot. It doesn't look like it's going to have that much airflow, which kind of concerns me because I don't like a tighter airflow. But since it is a single coil, I can understand the thought process behind that. But there's some things in here that have kind of thrown me off a little bit different. Some things that I don't think I've ever seen before. One thing that I think is a good idea, one thing that I think is kind of strange, but we'll see. I'll tell you about that in a minute, but let's take this thing apart and show you the build deck on it. It is a funky build deck, as it seems like everything is these days. Let's get that glass. And I'm getting a telephone call. Hello? It's my mom. She can wait. All right, so yeah, there you go. There's the build deck. So as you can tell, it is like the push pin style of post deck, whatever you want to call it, which again I'm not a big fan of. I understand why they do it, but you know there are some drawbacks to it. Like these things are kind of impossible to press, but that's where the good news comes in, is they do give you something, a little tool in here that helps you with that, which actually helps out a lot. And I think I like that they did this, because anything that they can give you, make it easier, is always a good thing. But it actually comes with this, which sits right on top of here. If I can get it. Yeah, there we go. And then you just press it down. And it makes it a little bit easier to press, especially when the posts are hot or something. You're trying to take a build off there, you've been vaping on it, or if you're trying to adjust the leads or something like that after you've been heating them up and trying to shape the coil, and those posts get really hot, you don't want to touch that with your hand, burn your hand off, so they give you this little piece, which definitely will help. There's the post holes. Not the biggest post holes, you could probably fit most Clapton wires in there, but I wouldn't really suggest trying to put anything too big in there. It does come with an extra glass as well, and one of the cooler things, one of the things that I thought was a little bit weird, but what I think is cool, is in your baggie that they give you. They actually give you this, there's two of them, and it's going to be really tough to see because they're really small. They give you these. There's this one, which got the 3 holes in it, and then there's another one, which has just a slot. Let me see if I can get it out. Dump this whole bag out to get it. There it is. So what these are is they're actually airflow restrictors, which, like I said, this thing already looks like it's going to be really light on airflow, so I don't really understand the need for this. But you know, different strokes for different folks. It's in there if you want to use it, so that's always a good thing. I mean, it's there in case somebody needs it. You don't have to use them. But how they work is, if you can see, the bigger ring right here on the outside is actually your juice well. That's where you're going to be tucking your cotton when you build it. The center, like kidney bean shape right there, is actually your airflow. So say you're using it, it's too much airflow, you could throw this one in there, which is the second most. It's like in the middle, reduction of airflow. So you have it wide open like it is now, or you can put this piece in there. And how you do that, of course, it just fits right in there, like so. So it'll sit right in there, maybe, if I can get it in there. There we go. Maybe. Nope, still having trouble. Come on now. This is very difficult. These are very small parts, and I don't have any tweezers or anything out. There we go. So as you see, it'll just clamp right in there. It'll fit flush. It won't come up any, so it won't get any shorting on your coil or anything like that. So just fits right in there. I actually give you this tool, and for about 15 minutes yesterday when I was looking at this thing, I could not figure out what this tool was for. And then it dawned on me, this tool is probably to get this thing out of there. But then I realized it doesn't really fit into how to get it out of there. So I figured out what you do is you actually, instead of going straight on, let's see if I can get it closer. Instead of coming straight on it like that, so you can't get it in there, you actually have to come in it from the side and twist it around, which is going to be tough to do backwards. Twist it around like that, and then it'll pull right out. Now, I'm not a big fan of small pieces. I tend to lose things, so I'm not, this isn't something I would use for the airflow restricting anyway. I would probably just turn the airflow down on the side, like all tanks do. But if that's still too much airflow, they do give you these, which I wouldn't understand why you'd want that, small of airflow. But, like I said, everybody's different. Everybody likes their vape a different way. So it is there in case you need it. So I do understand why they put it there. But that seems to be about it for the ins and outs of this thing. Personally, I wouldn't buy one just because I'm not a single coil kind of guy. The airflow looks way too small. It's just, it's not my cup of tea. It's not what I like to do. That's not knocking this product by any means. It looks like a phenomenal product. Everything I've read, everybody that likes these kind of things says it's a really great product and that works really well for them, which is, a good thing. For you guys, if you like that type of thing or you know somebody that uses that type of product, I do suggest this thing. Single airflow or single coil has always, been kind of funky to me. Always felt weird using it, just didn't feel right. But overall, if it is what you're looking for, this thing is a good product, and I do suggest it to you if you use single coil stuff. The good thing about it is it also has a protruding 510, so you can use this on a hybrid as well. But it seems like it'll be it for this video. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns about the Mamba RTA, make sure you leave them in the comment section below. I do appreciate you watching the video. Hope to see you in the shop sometime.